Looking after Ben, after what you did earlier, he's really upset. I don't think your presence here will help, especially since that idiot is here too. It was a mistake. I should have waited until we got home. I was just too excited. And I didn't call Barry a jerk. You may have thought that Ben would react normally to what you did, but I believe that you don't know him at all. I think you should leave and come back after lunch when Ben wakes up and has thought about everything. If you stay, it will only get worse. If Ben sees this idiot in his home, blood will be shed, possibly his, but I'll have to support Ben. If you want your marriage back, you have to think about Ben. Go spend the night somewhere, but not with a moron. He screwed you over more than you think. She moaned, trying to stay, but Sue supported me. Sue even packed her things for the night, and they left. I don't think I ever saw him again. Beth came back after we left and tried to convince Ben that she was right, but by the next weekend she was gone. We heard that all week their neighbors were entertained by screaming until late at night. It was sad, but life went on. I get distracted all the time, Sue and I. Sex. Yes, we had sex, a lot of sex, and I believe that Sue was as pleased with our time in bed as I was. I say bed. We made love everywhere, in bed, in the car, on the couch, on the stairs, on the beach, in fields, in friends' bathrooms, on the dance floor. The list is endless. Sometimes it was all-night love sessions. We didn't share. We both made it clear that the sex was just between us, just for the two of us. It was something we both knew we wanted when we first became a couple and then got married. This was confirmed from time to time in bed after we made love. And so to that very night. There's something I need to ask, maybe even tell you. I love you and feel so loved by you. I need you to know that I'm going to be dating someone. Once a week, you won't even notice. I love you like no one else. You and I will grow old together. Nothing will come between us, I promise. From the very beginning of her speech, I thought to myself, how can you ask and say something at the same time in the same sentence? I didn't say anything for a while. Sue kept telling me how much she loved me, and then my brain started working. So, all this talk about love is supposed to do what? I hope this is a new way to add variety to our relationship. You need to tell all the details to turn me on. Why anyone? Why not give it a name? And why doesn't this change your feelings for me? And then it dawned on me. What did you say? You want to go have fun with a woman who left you for an even bigger woman of easy virtue, with bigger breasts and lips. She made you look like a fool back then, and now you want to sleep with her again? You must be crazy. I'll give you the night to come to your senses. Now go sleep in the guest room. She tried to talk to me, but I screamed, "Get out!" I've never yelled at her before. I had to think, if I just let her go, what would that mean for me? If I told her not to, what do I think would actually happen? She could have done it behind my back. Yes, I think she could. Oh, what a situation. I love her, but my feelings began to fade. It was obvious that she wanted to play with her again. I don't think she wanted to leave me, well, not yet. But what happens when she gets the love I can't give? I almost went downstairs to get something stronger. Everything was getting too painful. No, I can't do anything stupid. Maybe everything will work out if I just take a step back. I let her know that I thought that tonight she should sleep alone. Maybe this will help her come to her senses. Let's see what happens if she continues this. Morning came, but the mood in our kitchen was far from sunny. We need to talk. I'm going to express my feelings, and I'm going to ask you just one question. Please let me finish, and then I'll listen to you, okay? I said. I'm sorry I reacted like that yesterday. I should have given you the opportunity to explain everything, but it was a shock to me. I understand that you must want this very badly to bring it up. But I have to tell you that you questioned my feelings for you just by asking. I feel like less of your lover, less of a man. I thought a lot. Am I a good lover or a bad one? How have I offended you? Have you ever tried to talk to me about something that has bothered you over the years? I still haven't found the answer. We're not perfect, no one is, but we've never had a big fight, have we? I'm lost, my heart is broken. Whatever you decide will have consequences. I don't think we'll ever be the same again. It's like you poked a stick into an anthill. Now there's chaos in my head. All I ask is that you wait a few days. I ask that you do nothing for 14 days. We can talk, see where we are. Please just give me these 14 days. She looked at me the whole time. Her smile came and went as I explained my feelings. Oh no, it's not you, it's me. You are the best husband anyone could ask for. I love you, only you, and will always be with you. Trust me, you won't even notice that I was with her. Why 14 days? Well, Ben and Ruby's wedding is next week. I don't want us to have a fight about it. It's their big day, and we have to go. We can't ruin their holiday, right? So 14 days, you do nothing, and we can talk about it until then. Oh yeah, no, we can't ruin their day, of course. I promise I won't do anything, but we need to talk. I can show you right now how much I love you. With these words, she stood up and pulled me upstairs. The following weekend was a wedding. We had a hotel room booked where the banquet was taking place. It should have been a great time, but the elephant came with us. I found myself watching Sue talking to other guests, especially the women who were dressed to the nines, either in short skirts or low-cut necklines, some in both. Normally, I would look at them and smile, but now it hurt me to think that I could lose everything that was dear to me. Several times people came up to chat with me, but I could not carry on a conversation as usual. Even the bride, Ruby, fulfilling her duties as hostess, sat next to me, took my hand, and whispered, I don't know what's going on between you two, but meet me for lunch on Monday at noon. Our offices were nearby, and we sometimes had lunch together. I just nodded. Ruby said you need to unwind, Sally said, pulling me onto the dance floor. I'm not in the best company right now, Sally. I don't take no for an answer. As soon as we hit the dance floor, the music changed to slow and Sally pulled me closer to her. You know how Roger Moore once told an actress before filming a love scene, I'm sorry if I embarrass you and doubly sorry if I don't. Sally held me tighter. I won't be embarrassed. I'll take it as a compliment. It's been a while since Ian showed how much he liked me. What's happened? Did you do something stupid or Sue? At the mention of Sue, I wilted. Oh, Dawn, come with me. She took me to the reception room, found a sofa in a secluded corner. So, tell me everything from the very beginning. Aunt Sally will listen to you. So I said everything, and it was nice to talk it out loud. Sally just watched and listened until I got to today. Okay, I feel your pain. You may not believe it, but I have been living with such a lie for 10 years. Today is not the time or place to tell my story. Let's meet for dinner on Tuesday night. Now let's get back to the dance floor. I want you to cuddle up to me and make me feel good. And that's exactly what we did. This lifted my spirits, and I noticed that Sally was smiling the entire time we were pressed closely together. I hardly drank because I knew that if I got drunk, I would do something that I would hate myself for later. Sue, on the other hand, drank a lot. I could have been cruel and taken advantage of her condition, but I still had feelings for her, so I simply undressed her and put her to bed. I didn't know why, but I realized that everything was over between us, and I cried until the morning, and Sue slept like the dead. In the morning, she apologized and tried to atone as best she could. Yes, we had sex, but I missed the love we had before. The elephant left the room, but the feeling of loss remained. On Monday, I met with Ruby, who was quite insightful. I listened as she told me that Sally had already filled her in on the details of my misfortune, so I didn't have to tell her everything all over again. She asked what I wanted and what I was going to do. It's over. Her promises turned out to be empty words. The next day, she met with that witch, notorious since her student days, and they also spent the day together in a cheap hotel. I didn't trust Sue and followed her, so I already put the house on the market. Sue doesn't know yet, but the money has already been divided, and I have found temporary housing. I was treated with understanding at work, and I took 2 weeks off, so I have another week to sort out the remaining issues, and I don't know what will happen next. I thought about killing them both or dying, but what would that do? Even this won't ease my pain. Sorry, I'm such a bore. Go enjoy your honeymoon and don't think about us. We both wish you and Ben all the best. Thanks for listening. You and Sally were the only ones I could open up to. Oh, we'll have a great time, but Sally will meet you tomorrow evening. Listen to her, she will be there, but don't try to offend her, otherwise I will kill you. I got up and walked out, devastated, until I found myself opening the door to my house. Why are you so early? Are you feeling bad? You don't look well. Go sit down, I'll make you some tea, Sue said in her caring voice. I sat down and Sue prepared tea. She took my hand and touched my forehead. You don't have a temperature. What happened? Tears of pain flowed down my cheeks. How did it come to this? Sue must have understood. No, 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 I won't do that. I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I love you and want to be with you always. We will grow old together. I will never leave you. I won't bring anyone into our lives. No, 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 I'm scared. Please talk to me. Tell me you'll be okay. It's over. You lied to me. When Sue started to deny it, I interrupted her. No, you lied. I met her the very next day, spent the day with her at the hotel, and then came back and lied again, even if I kept silent about something. I can never trust you again, can I? You won. I give up. I'm leaving on Friday. I'll pack my things in the next couple of days. Just don't bring her here until Saturday, or I might kill you both. I never thought it was possible to experience such pain without physical injury. Never, never, never. I went upstairs, undressed, and crawled under the covers. Sue was beside herself. She cried and repeated, "No." I was in a trance. I felt how her body pressed against me from behind, how she hugged me, but I was in my own little world, and it was far from a beautiful world. I don't remember what happened on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I woke up hungry and went to find something to eat. It was dark. It didn't matter whether it was morning or evening, because nothing else mattered. I knew a 24-hour cafe where they fed me tea and toast. When I approached the row of houses, Sue was running back and forth as if she was looking for something. It was only when I got closer to the door that she saw me and realized that she was looking for me. Where have you been? What were you doing? I was going crazy with anxiety. It was already 4:30 in the morning. I noticed that Sue was wearing very little, the same set that we bought for vacation. Silk, short, tight. Oh God. I woke up in a strange white bed, light streaming across the floor by the window. I just lay there, not knowing whether I was alive or dead. A voice said something, and I sat up, looking around, trying to figure out where it was coming from. Oh, it's good that you returned to us. Now I'll bring you some water. You're probably thirsty. It was a woman, but I only saw her back when she left. Nice legs flashed through my head. Here you go. Let's lift you up. You were bothering me. I should have come back to us earlier, but no matter. Now you are here, and I am so glad that I can finally talk to you and explain what is happening. Do you remember anything? If I tell you the name Susan, does that mean anything to you? Tell me, what is your name? Dawn. Great. What about Sue? Do you know who this is? She's mine. She was my wife. She did something. Something bad. But I can't remember what. Okay, that's enough for now. Drink some more water. I don't drink water unless it's boiled or fermented. Why did I say this? Did I do something? Something wrong? Why can't I remember anything? How long have I been here, and where am I? You are in the hospital. You have been here for 2 weeks. I thought, now they think I'm stupid. I know that 2 weeks is 2 weeks. You were in shock. At least we think so. Do you remember what happened? What shocked you so much? Then everything went in approximately the same spirit. The problem is that some things simply disappeared from memory, while others were crystal clear. I slept, woke up, ate. It was a cycle. Time did not exist for me. I just floated with the flow. Hello, stranger. Will you stay with me today? I blinked and looked at Sally. Hello, Sally. I coughed. Take your time, drink some water. After a sip of water, I asked, what are you doing here? How did you know I was here? Oh, Ruth, Sue, and I took turns sitting with you until you came to your senses and could talk to us. You gave us all a real scare, but now you seem to be feeling better and will soon recover. How did we know? Well, one of your work colleagues knows Ben, and when Sue came to explain to your boss why you weren't showing up for work. So here we are. Everything will be fine, I promise. I didn't come to our dinner, did I? There was no way I would have just missed it. I was looking forward to meeting you. I probably shouldn't have said this, but this is what remains in my memory. Don't worry. I was really angry on Tuesday night, but by Friday I knew what was happening. Do you need anything? Just understand what is happening. Why am I here? Did I do something stupid? Am I in trouble? No, according to Sue, you left home in the middle of the night. She woke up and found that you were gone and the door was open. She was running back and forth, trying to find you and checking to see if you were back while she was looking on the street, and then she saw you walking towards the house. And she says that you had some kind of attack, you broke the window, and when the neighbors came running in response to the noise, you had already managed to turn everything in the living room upside down. They held you back until the ambulance arrived. Well, that's how we ended up here. Do you remember any of this? I sat for a long time thinking about her words. Sue was almost naked. She was wearing underwear that we bought for vacation. You know, such a set. Sexy, silky, making a man. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. This is the last thing I remember. Oh, don't pay attention. I also had such sets a long time ago, really. But I knew that Sue had not told the whole truth about that night. This explains a lot. You saw her like that and remembered her betrayal. Well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. On the bright side, when you're released from the hospital, you'll be going to live with Ian and me. Don't argue, I've already decided everything, it's a fact. I can't do this, you shouldn't let me ruin your life. No, I already told Ian, I told Sue, and even Ruth agrees with me, so don't argue. I just sat there, not knowing what to say. I have to go to work. Ruth will come to see you in a while. Should I bring anything? Okay, see you later. With these words, she stood up, kissed me on the cheek, and then kissed me on the lips and left. I sat there trying to comprehend everything that had happened. The nurse brought me lunch, and my consciousness began to regain a sense of time. I dozed off until Ruth arrived, who also kissed me on the cheek and sat down next to me. Are you feeling better? You scared us all, but I heard you're getting better. Sally will help you get on your feet, and if you play it right, then on your back too. She said with a wide, playful smile. How was your honeymoon? I tried to change the subject. What do you think? I won't tell you all the juicy details, unlike Sally, but I'll just say that in the first week we didn't need sunblock, and we now walk completely differently than before. She burst out laughing. Okay, let's get back to you. Sally will have to tell you her story herself, but I will tell you that Ian won't be a problem. I won't say anything more, but listen to her, she's dear to me, so don't offend her. I will come again tomorrow and bring Sue with me. We talked to her, and I made my position clear to her. She's not in a good place right now. She knows she's ruined everything, so please don't be too hard on her. The others are already doing it for you. Show generosity, it's in your character. Be above it. I said everything I wanted. I know you have a lot on your mind, so I'm leaving. Tomorrow I'll come with Sue for lunch. With these words, she kissed me on the cheek and left. She was right, of course. I had a lot to think about. The day went on as usual. The doctor came in twice, and the next morning he came to examine me again. If you feel better tomorrow afternoon, we will discharge you. I will prescribe you some medicine, but you will need to take care for a few weeks to try to avoid stress. It's easy to say, I understand, but you've been through a major shock and your brain needs time to fully recover. See you tomorrow morning. With these words, he left. Lunchtime was approaching, and I was starting to get nervous, but I already knew that I had made a decision. It was over, there was no turning back. Ruth entered the room. Are you ready? Let her in. I nodded. I'm sorry, Don. Please believe me. I'm so sorry, Sue said. As soon as she started speaking, tears were already flowing down her cheeks. There was genuine pain in her voice. No, it's me who needs to apologize. I should have done things differently. I thought you were as happy as I was. Sorry for not noticing this. Sorry for not being a better husband to you. Oh God, how can you sit here and say it's your fault? This just proves what a good person you are. The tears flowed even more strongly. I agree to everything you decide. I will sign any papers that will free you from the pain I caused you. I'll leave. I can't look at the chaos I've caused anymore. I could offer you free sex for life, but I saw the way other women looked at you. You don't need me anymore. I watched as she ran out of the room. I didn't see her again for several months. I don't know how she knew whether it was intuition or a friend's suggestion, but exactly an hour after the doctor said I was being discharged, just as the nurse handed me my medications, Sally walked into the room. Oh, how good it is that you are ready. Let's go, the car is waiting. I tried to argue that I had another home and that she shouldn't confuse her life by letting me and Ian into it, but it was like talking to a wall when a woman is determined to do something. I acted like a good boy and got into the car. We went home. It was a little, no, very strange, but she made me feel like I had been living there for years. Within a day, it already felt like my home. I never talked to Ian much. It's not that I didn't like him. It's just that we didn't have much to talk about. And so it was now. He came and went, where I didn't know, and I didn't really care. After 2 weeks, I had a definite daily routine. The medications I was prescribed didn't make me sleepy, but I wasn't completely awake either. I was in a state of peace is the right word. We'll have guests over for dinner tonight, so you need to get dressed, Sally told me. No details. I got dressed. Sally's guests were Ruth and Ben. I felt a bit of an outsider and asked Sally as we went into the kitchen for the first course. Where is Ian? This is your husband, and it seems to me that I am somehow playing his role. Don't worry about him. He's out there somewhere. You're doing great. The evening was fun. There was constant laughter. Ruth, Ben, and Sally had a connection that I began to envy. Sally kept making fun of the honeymoon, hinting at something Ruth must have told her. Ben accepted the jokes until the conversation turned to changing clothes. Then he immediately closed himself off. I haven't had a drink since I left the hospital. My medications forbade it. But I decided to treat myself and drank brandy with them. Probably shouldn't have done it, but who knew? After the guests left, Sally stopped me from starting to clean up. We need to talk. You look happy. It was nice to see you becoming yourself again. Come sit down with me. We sat on the sofa, and she snuggled up to me. Listen to me, I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a young woman who fell in love with a smart young man. He courted her, took her to restaurants, said all the right words, and proposed. She was crazy about him and accepted his proposal. They got married, went on their honeymoon, and her life collapsed. When she came out of the bathroom, dressed in her sexiest see-through lingerie to please him, she saw him getting ready to go out. He told her that she didn't need to do this for him, that he wasn't interested in her body. Or rather, it interests him only when they go out. He wanted her to always look beautiful. At home, she could dress however she wanted. He turned out to be gay, but it had to be hidden from everyone else. As a gift, he hired a man for her to make their honeymoon more realistic. The one, his name was Tom, was supposed to come in half an hour. Tom would satisfy any of her desires, and he made sure she understood this. Tom had to fulfill her darkest fantasies, and after that she would have to find her own entertainment. With these words, he left. Tom arrived exactly at the appointed time, walked in confidently, as if he were the owner. She made it clear that his presence here was inappropriate. He quickly realized how wrong he was. 2 minutes after he entered, he was already crawling out the door. I don't think he'll be ready to fulfill anyone's fantasies anytime soon. My self-defense training has paid off. The honeymoon was over. They went about their business during the day, and in the evening they played a couple in love over dinner and dancing. Returning to the room, she went to bed, and he went to have fun and returned much later, sleeping on the sofa. I can't tell you more. He has friends. He uses me as cover. This friend must be a very important person because we have an agreement where I get paid. I'm sorry, not to me, but to her. You already understand that I'm talking about myself, right? He pays me very well until the moment comes when he can get rid of me. I've never had friends who were more than dance partners. I've never been in this situation before. I rush to you. I understand that you have recently gone through a difficult situation, but I can't wait any longer for you to become yourself again. Oh damn, what a situation. I thought I was doing badly the last couple of months, but she's been living a lie for years. Did I want her? Oh yeah, but what about Ian? His image kept popping up in my head. Could it become a problem? I don't know what to say. Are you sure you're not doing this just because so did what she did? Sally leaned over and kissed me. Sally made me dance. Then I realized that it was not worth drinking brandy. The desire was there, the need was there, but the instrument did not work. I had to apologize because I really wanted to show her how I felt. Sally said it wasn't a problem. She'd waited so long that she could wait a little longer. Sally took me to bed, her bed today. No, we didn't have sex, and for me, it was a night of sleep. Damn pills. Ian's face at breakfast this morning was just something. She did not hide that she would now be with me as a partner, and even jokingly added, if I let him sleep. That night, I made sure I only drank coffee with dinner. We had sex. I wish I had met you many years ago. I knew it would be good, but it was. How long does it take before you can do it again? You want to do this again? With me, don't you? Her eyes reflected uncertainty, fear, as if I could reject her after we were so close. Oh, only now you're asking if I want to have sex with you, I teased her. If you think you got away with this little lesson so easily, then you still have a lot to learn. I saw how tears appeared in the corners of her eyes from the first part of my answer. She was already ready to cry, but then she realized that I was teasing her, and the tears flowed, but from joy. We fell asleep. Breakfast was. Well, more like brunch. Dinner was later than usual, and Ian was clearly unhappy that Sally was almost naked, and from her appearance, it was clear that we had just gotten out of bed and would soon be back there. Did our passionate sex remain at the same level? Well, yes and no. Sex is sex. Sometimes it's crazy and passionate. Sometimes it's a long and slow act of love, a time to strengthen the bond and express your feelings for each other. But to be honest, most of the time it's just sex. Is life wonderful? No, it's the same as most people's. We have disagreements all the time. But would I change it? Not for the world. Subscribe to our channel so that your love doesn't cheat on you, and go ahead and listen to the next story, because this story is nothing compared to the next one. If you're under 18, don't even think click to the next one. Click to the next one.